contract amount of Kenya shillings 390,958,729. Review of the records revealed that the works were subcontracted to subcontractors. However, the contract agreements, contractor and subcontractors were not provided for audit review. Further, the bills of quantity and engineers' estimates were not provided for audit review, while site meeting minutes provided were not signed. It was therefore not possible to confirm the scope of works and the contract sums for each subcontractor. In the circumstances, the accuracy, ownership, and valuation of property, plant and equipment balance of Kenya shillings 392,376,681 could not be confirmed. Thank you, Chair.
Very well. Governor, your management response.
On ownership, Mr. Chairman, the multi-story business complex was constructed as part of the bus park land, which is a public land. The land, reference block 4, LR number 2116/601, is not yet registered, and the county is in the process of registration. The land was encroached, but the county reclaimed the whole parcel and has constructed and has secured it with the perimeter wall. It is further noted that the of use attached are correspondences by the Minister of Lands and Settlement confirming the land is public land. Mr. Chairman, if you check, we have put annexes 1A. Those are letters from the Minister. That's from page 2 all the way to page 12. That the land is public land. The claims we hear rumors, nothing in concrete, nobody has come forward to claim it, and we have secured the property. The process of getting a title deed is underway.
Okay, let's start with the auditor. Auditor, what is your comment on the response?
Chair, the ownership documents were not presented, so we cannot confirm unless we have the title. This other document correspondence cannot confirm the ownership of that parcel of land. Contract agreements, these were presented, and we have verified them. Bills of quantities and engineer estimates were presented to us, and we have inspected. And then we also have the signed site minutes, which we have confirmed to be correct. Thank you, Chair.
Yeah, but auditor, maybe just clarify in your query, paragraph 1. You are saying, however, the construction was undertaken on a parcel of land whose ownership documents were not in the name of the municipality, which means you had access to the ownership document at the time of audit. So maybe you need to clarify on that.
Yeah, the documents which were there are the ones which the governor tabled, and then that's why we are saying they are not in the name of the municipality. So he has confirmed this in the name, or they are public land owned by the county government. So we wanted to be in the name of the municipality because we are looking at the municipality, not the whole county government. That's what we are trying to say.
Okay, Senator Eddie, please put yourself on record.
To the committee and to Governor, together with your team, good afternoon. My name is Eddie Gisheru Okech, Senator from Migori County and a member of this committee.
Thank you very much. So you see now, the response from the governor is that this was public land. He has indicated the details of the land, and stated that this land is yet to be registered, but the county is in the process of registration. So that's why I'm asking you to explain those documents that you reviewed. They were in the name of who? Who was the title holder?
Chair, there is no title to this land. It was given to us.
Yeah, then your query is a bit misleading, because you should say that you did not see the title. But the query implies that the ownership document were not in the name of the municipality, meaning that you had access to the to the documents. So there, I think it's a bit misleading. Okay, maybe Governor, the second part of the issue that he has raised is the issue of the contract agreements between the main contractor and the subcontractors. The auditor indicates they were not provided. In your response, you have not mentioned that.
I was dealing with the first part of the query.
Yes.
There are three.
Okay, maybe you can just finish the other.
The second
parts.
one is on page 13 of our response.
Yeah, you can proceed and read it out so that we just cover it at the same time.
Under the contract arrangements, there are 5 specialist works. 1, sculptor electrical installation works. 3, plumbing, drainage and fire protection and installation works. 4, kitchen extract systems installations. And 5, piling works. These works represented by the consultant. The subcontract agreements between the main contractor and the subcontractors have been availed. The audit, these documents were not available there with the consultant, but the assessment on page 23. The third part of the query is on engineers' estimates. It's on page 24, Mr. Chairman. Bills of quantity and summary evaluation report. The engineers' estimates, stock bills of quantity have been provided to the auditors for audit review. And we have put annexures there. And they go all the way to page 31. And then the last part of the query was on the signed minutes, and have been availed. That time they were not availed, but the signed minutes have been availed to the auditors for audit review, and we have attached the evidence. It goes all the way to page 47.
So, Auditor, I want you to make your comments on those 3 parts of the query.
Presented, as attached, they were presented to us, and were confirmed they are okay. And then the signed site minutes also provided to us. So that part of the query is also responded to adequately.
I think, Auditor, I think you will need more time. You will need to verify, because you remember you started by telling us that this query is not addressed. So I think to do justice to this committee, you will
Karibu sana Governor. Tabitha Mutinda, a member of this committee. I can see. When did you receive these documents, and why did you not in your management report right to the then given documents and look at them? This is a day that we've set for Trans Nzoia County so that we can be able to look at these issues and conclude. Proceed.
Chair, I don't think I've said that we received and we asked for them to review this document. I said these documents were received and confirmed by us. So if I say that, I can't remember saying that.
Okay, let's be on the same page. These documents were received and you confirmed. So this issue is still not yet addressed because you in your receiving of the documents, then you raised these concerns, Auditor. You raised concerns ranging from the side minutes were not signed, concerns that the bills of quantities engineers were not provided for audit review. You raised the concern that the contractor agreements between the main contractor and the subcontractor were not provided for audit review. So did you receive and still you claim that you did not audit? Can you come out properly?
Chair, the audit query was raised in the audit of 2020-2021 financial year. At that time, the documents were not given to us, or the team which was on the ground. Now, when they are responding, or the county governments respond to these summons to the Senate, they have not responded. The documents they have shared with the Senate, and they gave us a copy which was received on 13th of August, 2024. This report was done several years ago. I think if you look at the certificate, it was signed in. Because that time they were with the contractor. This is the time we have brought them on 13th of August. This document, the same time it was submitted to the Senate. So we
really need your wisdom on this floor. If then by then documents were not conducted without the relevant documents at that particular time, because you seem to be bringing the element that the issue was at that time, so documents were not presented at that time. Did you have an opportunity to review the audit?
Let me come in at this point. You know, honorable members, the auditors are a part of us. They are our technical arm. Allow me to say that those matters would be handled differently. But the direction I would give, the physical verification of the construction, and write back to us in 14 days.
Chair.
That is the way to go.
No, Chair.
Because I don't want a scenario where we are going to exchange among ourselves.
Chair, allow me to add on to what Senator Tabitha is trying to say. On the year 2023, there is a query, number 6, on trade and other payables.
We are coming to that.
No, let me drive my point home.
Yeah.
Most of the queries here that we were told are addressed. We merely said that there were capacity issues and that the accountant was overwhelmed. She has not been going for the trainings. So they are just anomalies. But there is a very high fiduciary risk. Let me show you in number 6. They said there were late submissions, and later the invoices and everything were submitted. So the query was addressed. But sincerely, when we look at the invoices, the dating and the days that they were received, there are so many anomalies. I don't know why we accept documents after the audit, because that is where ukoro unafanyika wa mwenyekiti. Haiwezekani wakati auditors wanakwenda hawapewi makaratasi, alafu baadaye makaratasi yanakuja. Na tuseme tu kwa umakini, tangu wakati wa Nyamira waje, nimekuwa makini sana kuangalia the annexures ambazo tunapewa. Hata we mwenyewe ukiangalia hiyo invoice hapo, it has been altered. Hatujui ni tarehe 24 ama ni tarehe ngapi. Na ukiangalia katika hii receipt nyingine ambayo imekuwa stamped, imekuwa invoiced on 22nd. Huku invoice yenyewe inasemekana ni tarehe 24. So ni muhimu sana. Ukiona mahali kwenye Public Finance Management Act, mwenyekiti, imesemekana kupeana stakabadhi kuchelewa ni hatia, ni kwa sababu hapo ndio ukora ufanyika.
Yeah, that's why, Honorable Member, I marked that query, the query on trade and other payables. The auditor had indicated it's partially addressed, but the clerk advised that we mark it as a query to be considered. So we are going to consider that query. Number 6 that you are referring.
Chair, in any query that there were late submissions, we need to give it to the auditors to take them back, waende wakaangalia hizo annexures ambazo tumepewa, kwa sababu tunaona ziko na matatizo na hazionyeshi hata vizuri pia. They're not visible. So how are we going to say that these matters are addressed if we cannot verify the late submissions of the documents that was not given during the audit cycle?
Yeah, that's a very important. The matter of late submission of documents is an offense under the Public Audit Act and the PFM Act. And this committee, we always give a recommendation on that. And that's why the accountants who are here, we keep on making reference to you, because you are the ones who mobilize the documents for audit. If you don't submit documents in time during the audit process and you bring to us when you are about to appear before Senate, that is an offense according to the law. Because in any case, senators are not auditors. We don't do audit here. We simply look at the audit query that has been presented to us and look at the evidence. But if that evidence is in itself an offense, that becomes a problem. So senators raise a very important issue, the issue of late submission of documents. We are not going to be very lenient on that moving forward. That documents must be submitted during the audit process, not after the audit process. Senator Eddie, and we need to make progress. We have 12 queries to handle.
Chair, this is a quality, and I actually take offense when we are almost indicating that auditors did not do their work, and I think it's unfair to the auditors. We have got a situation where there is a very clear process. We spent 2-3 hours here with the Auditor General. And Chair, it will be revisionist if we don't implement some of the things that we agree about in this committee. Because we spent time here with the Auditor General. The Auditor General took us through a process of audit and the series of meetings, including management meeting, including exit meetings, that then, before a certificate is raised, Chair, there will be several engagements with the respective county. Where do I take offense? I take offense that at the point that the conclusion of an audit has been done and a certificate has been issued, there were no particular documents. Because this certificate was issued. When was the certificate issued? Just inform me the date.
October 2022.
The certificate was issued in 13th October 2022. The documents that are responding to audit queries were received in October 2024. Is that true? August 2024. Chair, how are we being fair to the auditors? The response that we are looking at here, we are not doing an audit query interrogation. Chair, we are auditing. That's the meeting we are having here. And Chair, I think that you should pronounce yourself, and the legal person can be able to read for me Section 62 of the Public Audits Act. What does it say? If you allow me.
Legal, please proceed.
Chair, Section 62 of the Public Audit Act provides for offences. A person shall not, without reasonable cause or lawful excuse, obstruct, hinder, assault, or threaten a member of staff of the Auditor General. B, without justification, fail to provide information required under this Act. C, without justification, fail to provide information within reasonable time that is required under this Act. D, submit false or misleading information. E, misrepresent to or knowingly mislead a member of staff of the Auditor General. F, interfere with or exert undue influence of any staff of the Office of the Auditor General. 2, a person who contravenes subsection 1 commits an offence and is liable on conviction to a fine not exceeding 5 million shillings or to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 3 years or to both.
So, Chair, this is my pronouncement. Because I really am tired of this kind of engagement in this committee. The first process that we must clear is that the documents that we are seeing here that are responding to these queries, were they provided for at the time of audit? Were they provided for at the time that the certificate was issued? No. So then, as a committee, to be serious, we must pronounce ourselves that, was there a reasonable reason that made them not to be availed? And was that communicated to the auditors? If there isn't, we must pronounce ourselves to that particular section of the law. And then the second question would be, when they are provided for, which the auditors, to be honest, the Auditor General was very clear here, and we gave, it is this committee that gave the Auditor General direction here. I sat here for 3 hours, and we said, if you're going to receive documents after a certificate has been issued, there is no provision of that under the law. And you cannot hold the auditors liable for that. You punish and you call it a day. Because, Chair, I will not come to meetings where I come and start auditing a report. This audit we are doing here is not a scrutiny of the audit queries. So, Chair, I hold the view that any document that came after the issuance of certificate should not even be reviewed. Shouldn't. The law is very clear. This certificate was raised in 2021 and closed. You take the auditor to another audit process on August 2024. Chair, what are we doing?
This matter is not a new matter, honorable members. We have handled this matter of late submission of documents. And I want to agree with you. Where there is a fair and valid explanation as to why the documents were not provided during the audit, the committee will consider that particular case. But where there is no fair and valid explanation on why the documents were not provided, then the committee cannot start redoing the audit. They will simply make a recommendation on that. Governor, in his response, he stated that the documents were later on found with the contractor. Which means they were not there with the county government. They were later on found with the contractor. So that is the first challenge, that the documents were not there. Number two, honorable members, this is the very first time this Senate, through this committee, is looking at municipalities. We have not been looking at municipalities since 2014. when devolution started. The same matter also with the water companies. This is the first time Senate is looking at it. And these challenges are there. So I think we need to decide moving forward how we are going to be handling such matter. Because I'm seeing we are going to get into a major constraint on this matter. That looking at this report, we may even decide that there is no matter that we are going to look at, and that will be another problem. So I want us to handle case by case on a matter that we feel there is a valid and fair explanation. Then we proceed. On a matter that we feel there is no valid explanation, then we take the necessary action.
Chair, you know, sorry, I don't mean to be rude or anything, Senator Tabitha. Chair, you know the Auditor General's position was very important, and I hope that the COG was logged in that for the period of conversation. You know what you're telling the auditor right now to go and do is to go and reopen this certificate. I am using basic explanation of some of these interactions that you're giving here. We can coin it as, oh, auditor, you go back and review the documents that have been offered here and look at them. But what you are saying is that, auditor, go and reopen this certificate and do another audit. Because, auditor, if you go here into this document, I want you to guide me and find that there are substantive issues that are still remaining. What happens is that it's a certificate that you had offered? Right? The certificate had to be reissued.
Some of them were not available at that time. Actually, you check around, you'll find that many of these properties are not titled. That's why we're making efforts to secure the title deed for that particular place, and it's a process. Some of the documents were not available. Actually, last letters yesterday was still securing others from the survey office. So there's a possibility that will come on a land ownership document, and it's only there. It's found after the audit query has been raised. What do you do with that information? By practice, we share with the auditor before we come here. Unless we give a specific deadline, at the moment an audit has been done, do not receive any supporting documents within this particular period of time. But by practice, we've been giving this document. Actually, when you receive a letter inviting you to this committee, that's the time we start running around and checking what was not handled. I'm just being forthright. I don't want to lie. That's what happens. Because if I come here and it's an audit query that's hanging and I've got documents, do I produce them here? Because somehow that audit query must be addressed. So that's what we do. By practice, that's what has been happening. If there's change of policy, you want to align strictly to the law, I'll advise that maybe you do a circular and say that going forward, you delay submitting documents, don't even bother coming. And then, of course, everybody will comply. These others, I said, they are with the consultant. That consultant for the business center was basically the accounting officer. You look at all the documents. It's been appearing in TSCC, even here, he was supposed to come. He had more information than even the matter department itself. So during audit, these documents were not available, but we were able to get them from the consultant we shared with the auditor, not yesterday, but just in good time for them to review them. The other documents are which ones? The bill of quantity is the same. The engineer's estimate the same. Actually, the consultant took charge of the entire management of this project and is the custodian of these documents. So sometimes when an auditor is on ground in Kitale and is raising an audit query and we check around those kind of documents, we have to get in touch with the consultant who is based in Nairobi, and it takes a bit of time. Sometimes just have to send somebody to come and sit down with that consultant to get some of these documents. This is a problem that I inherited. I'm dealing with issues that I've not seen even in government, where you almost like delegate the responsibility for an accounting officer to an external person and takes charge of the project. That's what we're addressing here in terms of, and this issue will recur until eternity. You look at how complex it is, because we're even 3 years behind schedule.
Honorable members, I want us to make progress, but I will allow only Senator Chesang to make a comment and then I give directions.
Thank you, Chair.
We cannot keep on running the same thing.
No, thank you, Chair.
Please.
But I believe, Chair, what my colleagues are bringing on this committee is really important. As you have said, Chair, clearly that the Auditor General is part of us, but if we are not satisfied with the information they are giving us, I think we should raise in this kind of committees. So this issue of task forces, Chair, and the issue of Auditor General, the topic today is about what we are receiving from the Auditor General, and we are also discussing about the task forces in the county. Maybe just one question, Chair, that I've seen as an issue, and I once raised this issue, but I even wrote a letter to the Auditor General, but I've not gotten responses till date. But because they're here, I just want to get clarity on one thing, because it's very important in this committee, that now that the governor is here, I just want to confirm if the governor has a county attorney.
The county attorney is even here.
The county attorney is here. Just confirm, Governor, that the county attorney's mandate is to represent the county government in each and every matter that comes to the county.
I can't confirm that. Because which matter is he representing the county?
Okay. So, Governor, there is a payment that was made from the county to one Oringo Waswan company advocates.
Senator,
I know where I'm going, Chair.
Senator Chesang, we must restrict ourselves to the query in question. If you have an issue regarding a particular query, you bring it at that time. Right now, the query here is about the matter of unsupported work in progress. We exhaust that, and then we come to the particular query where you are raising. We'll give you a chance, because we want to move on systematically as we cover these queries.
Chair, please give me a chance to ask this question, because as we speak, I'm supposed to be chairing a committee that you're also a member.
I understand. What I'm trying to say, my chair in ICT committee, is that we want to move systematically. We want to handle this query, which talks about the business park that was being constructed. Once you exhaust that, and you have a particular issue you want to raise regarding these 3 reports, we have no problem you raise. You are the area senator. We need to give you as much leeway as possible, but just allow us to run systematically.
Point of order, Chair.
Starting with this query.
Point of order.
What is your point of order?
My point of order is that for the purpose of moving forward,
yes.
Why can't we, because maybe the senator of Washington has got another committee to go to, why can't we then finish this query that we are handling, and then once we finish, you can make a special request to consider a query that is relevant to what he's talking about, then you can excuse him. Is that a middle ground?
Yes, but only if the queries are contained in this report.
Exactly.
Any matter outside this report, it will be very unfair.
I agree.
For us to look at.
I agree.
So I will allow you to raise it, but in these 3 reports.
Yes, definitely. It is coming in under the task force queries that we have.
Yeah.
Yes, so the task force was query number... it was query number 8, marked number 8, for the year ended June 2023. So I will allow you to raise it, and then we allow you to leave.
Yeah, after you finish this.
After you finish that.
Yeah, so the conclusion on this, can I just conclude on this, Chair? It's a very important conclusion.
This one, on the current query
work in progress.
Yes, just give us a few minutes. We conclude that first query, and then we come to this one, so that you can leave. So what is your issue?
Chair, you've heard the governor indicate that, sometimes there are no documents, there are contractors that were not availing the documents. It sounded to me like when the auditors came, and Chair, this I raise a lot of respect to the governor. He's one of my favorite governors. But with regards to this particular audit query, it sounded to me like when the auditors came, we did not have these documents. That's what I got. And that is a serious, relegation of duty. Because under the PFM Act, if you leave the Audit Act, and perhaps, Governor, you can help us understand the process with which you build your financial statements. Because you've got accounting officers under Section 149 of the PFM Act. And that section requires under 2K, it says, not later than 3 months after the end of each financial year, the responsible accounting officer must prepare annual financial statements for that financial year and submit them to the Auditor General for audit, with a copy also submitted to the county treasury. And then J says they must try at that time to resolve any issues resulting from an audit that remain outstanding. By the time this thing becomes queries to the Senate, there is almost 6 steps of audit triggered by your preparation of financial documents. So what I heard you, Governor, saying is that you prepared your financial documents without requiring your contractors to give you submissions that are relevant and important to that financial statement process. And that's the problem, because then it means that the documents that the subsequent documents that are required by auditor in solving these issues never get to come. So then it sounds something like this. If the Senate asks us for those documents, we respect the Senate so much, we will obey those documents, but not the auditors. Because for that answer to surface 2 years after the certificate was issued, it means that there was no even correspondence subsequently to the audit. And that's why I'm saying, Chair, that it's extremely important that this section of the law must be exhausted. Section 62 of the Public Audits Act must be exhausted in this process to make sure that auditors have got an easy way and a very effective way of conducting audit by making sure that documents are submitted. This is not happening during the audit process. It's a requirement that 3 months after the financial, at the end of the financial year, those things must be available. Chair, submit.
I want, you have comprehensively explained. Senator Eddy understands the PFM and Public Audit Act in details. And I think the governor, from his explanation, understands that. What I want us to do, I want us to agree on one thing as a committee, and this matter can be discussed internally. What we are going to do with this elephant in the room called late submission of documents. We need to agree. How are we going to handle it? If we say that no county that has submitted late documents should appear before us, let it be like that. So it is a decision that I don't want us to discuss it here. Let us discuss it internally. Number two, we seeing a scenario that if we try to tighten that bit, we will not move. We will not move with the old reports, because this governor was not there. There was another governor who was there. He will come and say, I was not there. And then he said, I have now brought the documents. What are you going to do? So, honorable members, let's leave this debate to our internal meeting. No, we cannot. We have 12 queries.
Let me put it like this, kindly, Chair, with all due respect.
Yes.
I agree the governor is a new governor. We are on the same page, but there's something that needs to come out. What we are trying to bring out, as you say, the relation of a new committee, the relation of a new governor who was not even there in 2021, is so that at this particular moment, moving forward, Governor, these issues do not repeat, so that you can be able to address such that even in your next term or whoever will be there, these issues do not arise. I want that connectivity to come out so that that synergy can be able to help us sort this issue. We are not here on war. We are here to try and look at where the problem was. Chair, you've already given directions. We are on that, but it needs to come out that this law was there in 2015. So the person, as you say, the committee will retreat, make our own recommendations so that action can be taken moving forward. It's as simple as that. So if we can be able to move to the next question, because Governor has been able to respond to what we want you to you respond. You've given your response. Your county attorney is there on all matters legal, whichever. Not fair to say that you don't know, but he's there, and it is good that is there, and we are happy as a committee when you have a county matter in terms of the audit act that is in place. So, Chair.
Just to clarify, members will have our own internal engagement on the issue of late submission of documents. In the documents submitted to us and does a physical verification of the works and comes back to us in writing in 14 days on this particular matter. And then the committee will decide on the way forward. Honorable members, for the purpose, allow me to jump to issue number 8, which is irregular expenditure on task force. That is contained in the report for the year ended 2023 and is a recurring query. It recurred for the 3 years. So, Auditor, please take us through the query.
Thank you, Chair. The query on irregular expenditure on task force. The statement of financial performance for the year ended 30th June 2023 reflects task force expenses amounting to Kenya shillings 3,290,210, which was not explained by a note in the financial statements. The amount was utilized by a task force that was formed by county government of Trans Nzoia, of Kenya shillings 7,288,980 spent in the financial year 2021-2022. Examination of the payment vouchers revealed that though the funds were spent under the municipality vote, the activity was under the Department of Lands, and the municipality only accorded custody of the funds and had no control over the funds. It was therefore unclear why the expenditure financial statement. Also, the activity was not budgeted while within Kitale municipality. This number signifies incurred the funds amounting to Kenya shillings 10,529,190. Thank you, Chair.
Very well, Governor.
Where the municipality is domiciled. while the money was transferred to the municipalities, most of the parcels that
Auditor, your comments on the response by management?
The matter is outstanding because there is no consideration of those the difference in the plots which the report came up with. That's a 120 and the one. Thank you, Chair.
We start with Senator Chesan.
Thank you, Chair. The reason why I was mentioning this is because the same Chair which has queries of 3 to 9 here. Just a minute. And I'm also the same task force which has the regulatory expenditure for 3,290,210. It just caught my mind that, Chair, why I was asking, the question I was asking earlier is that this task force consisted of how many members? Maybe, Governor, if you can confirm how many members were in this task force. The task force dealing with land issues in Trans Nzoia County.
There were 12 members.
Thank you, Governor. So, Governor, can you be able to list the 12 members of the task force?
For the task force. Then number 2, where was the budget? Because the municipal did not have the budget. Then number 3, the amount of parcels contained in the task force report is at variance with what's known in a particular jurisdiction. So the issue of membership
Chairman, you know why I was asking this is because we are, and what I'm seeing, the reason why I'm asking Governor, chair of this committee is the same person the county is paying, which is conflict of interest. That's why I'm just asking. I don't think that is something that I need to, if it's something that can be clarified here, chair of this committee, then I just need clarification because
maybe
I have the report here, I can read the names.
Yeah, just proceed.
Doesn't break anybody's back. Simiyu Ewasike was a chairperson. Margaret Muchelule Goko was the vice chairperson. Nasike Diana Obwile was the secretary. Dorothy Nabwana Nyukuri was member. Zekius Kipsiele Kitur, member. Emmanuel Mutange, member. C.S. Patrick Mukamo Nyongesa, member. Simon Kipkoech Chebi, Member. Morris Simon Barasa, Member. Kenneth Kipkorir Langat, Member. Robert Aura Wasike, Member. Lineka Nafula Buire, co-opted member. She was the chief officer at that time.
Yeah, so those are the members. Proceed with your next question.
So, Governor, who was Oringe Waswa in this task force?
He's a stranger. He's not in the task force.
Chairman,
Chair, can I submit a copy of the report? It's here.
Yeah, of the task force.
Yeah, that's the report here.
That is for this particular matter.
It's not in the audit. These are just an external issue. So besides what we are discussing today.
Okay. You can table the task force report.
so Chairman, I think that opens other books that maybe I just want to share some I'll submit some few questions. Maybe you can follow up once I've left. But I think I am well guided with what the governor said, has responded.
Yeah, so you have a set of questions?
Yes, I just want to draft a few.
You can give them to the clerk. As we go on, we will interrogate them further. So maybe if I take you back, the auditor, the query you are raising is that this particular expenditure appeared in the financial statement for the municipality, and yet the activity was under the Department of Lands. Is that the case?
That's true, Chair.
Yeah. So maybe, Governor, you can explain on that. The funds were from the Land Department under the county government, but then the expenditure appeared in the municipality.
Mr. Chairman,
yeah.
The municipality, the mother department for the municipality in Transvaal is the Department of Lands. This money was budgeted in that Department of Lands. This task force were within the municipality. So the money was transferred to the municipal board account at SBM. So the query was that the municipal board did not have a budget. But we are saying we budgeted under lands and transferred the funds to the municipal board. What informed that decision? I have to be in the mind of my predecessor to know what informed that.
Yeah. So maybe, Mark, I want you to comment on this.
Chair, I think this is an issue that we have been noting with the municipalities, where there has been commingling of funds between the department and the municipality. I think it's also an issue that has been raised in one of the queries to do with the independence and autonomy of the municipality in terms of budgeting and expenditure. Thank you, Chair.
Yeah, so Senator Eddy.
Where is Annex 10? Which page is Annex 10? Yes, Governor, may you take me to the note that expressly indicates that the amount of 10 million was budgeted for the task force? Yes. Land task force. Temporary committee. So the budget was 11 million. Okay. Auditor, what is your view of that? Does it answer your concerns?
To us, if you look at why we raised the query in the first place, is because that same budget indicates there is a column for municipality, and then there is a column for Department of Lands. So why was it put in the Department of Lands and not the column of municipality? That's where we had a problem. So that was our query.
Because I'm also confused whether the land tax force was for the municipality or it was for the general land department. The note is not explicit about that. Governor?
I can respond, Mr. Chairman.
Proceed.
Task force was for the entire parcels of land, public land in Trans Nzoia County.
Okay.
But as I said, almost like 80% of the targeted parcels are within the municipality. That's where there's huge land grabbing within the municipality.
Okay.
Yeah, Chair, sorry.
Yes.
I also wanted to ask the auditor, because you've stated that the previous years audit report that those municipalities incur the expenditure without budget. So does it concern
is looking at every municipality as a separate reporting entity for the purpose of auditing. Then municipality should have their separate budget, and they should also the way of running their own funds, so that it should be between the county government and the municipalities. Though municipalities are under county government, but just that aspect of intermingling of funds brings this kind of queries. in all the municipalities that we have reviewed.
Mr. Chairman, if I may just add, we had a budget for the municipality. This what happened is what was finding strange, that the money was in lands, then municipality. When even that particular year, the municipality had and accounts for it almost independently, with no interference from the executive. And then on the parcels of land, I think the valuation role covers all parcels of land within the municipality, all of them, private, public, covers all that. But the task force was focusing majorly on public land. We may not have gotten right with 123, but then again 1,000. $440. The manager.
Is the chair here? The chair of the municipal?
We are.
Okay.
But when these statements were prepared, the board was there.
The board was there?
Yes.
Was the chair active?
The chair was sickly.
Because that's actually the echelon of the autonomy, functional autonomy that both section 21 and 45 requires of municipalities. So just take a note of that just for subsequent years, because I might look like I will be harassing you in the future, which I don't want to. But for the purpose of, particularly for the purpose of this query around, commingling of funds, we will be holding the board critically liable under section 149 of the PFM Act.
Very well on that. So, Auditor, was there any loss of fund in this query? Or it was just a mere commingling of funds?
I think it was more value of money.
It's just the value of money. There was no direct loss of funds.
Okay, so I think we are going to give and functioning of the municipality as per the $1,440 parcels are the entire parcel. 123 were public pieces of land. At 1 o'clock, we have less than 1 hour to go before we go to the chair. Matters query number account. Long outstanding sundry debtors. In this case, was recovered but without the interest. Impress was recovered without the interest, and there was no administrative action taken against the persons involved. Maybe, Governor, you can tell us the steps you have taken to address that bit, the issue of interest and administrative action.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. When that matter was brought to my attention, actually inquired where the officer was, and I was told he's still serving in the same department. So he's still our officer. He wasn't sacked, he wasn't retired, he's still our officer. So the interest can still be levied. I will just get the percentages, then we do it because still our officer. And then, of course, subsequently we'll take other administrative action beyond just the verbal reprimand.
So this particular employee has retired?
He's still within our establishment.
Yes.
That's why I'm saying it's possible to recover.
Yes.
To recover the interest on the interest.
Yes, I think you can proceed and recover the same.
Yeah.
And administrative action, maybe Auditor, you can tell us what do you mean by administrative action? Is it disciplinary action or what form of administrative action? Legal, please.
Yes, Chair. Under Regulation 93 of the PFM regulation, an imprest shall be issued for a specific purpose, and any payments made from it shall be only for purposes specified in the imprest warrant. Chair, under Sub-Regulation 5, a holder of a temporary imprest shall account or surrender the imprest within 7 working days after returning to that station. Further, Sub-Regulation 6, in the event the imprest holder failing to account for or surrender the imprest on the due date, the accounting officer shall take immediate action to recover the full amount from the salary of the defaulting officer with an interest at the prevailing central bank rate. Chair, if an interest is to be recovered from any public officer by installments, the accounting officer shall personally authorize such recovery, and such monies shall no longer be an imprest but an unauthorized advance from county government funds. And in addition to the interest charged under paragraph 6, the accounting officer shall take appropriate disciplinary action against the officer concerned for the abuse of the interest. Chair, under Sub-Regulation 7, it creates an offense that if the accounting officer does not recover the temporary interest from the defaulting officer as provided for in this regulation, he or she commits an offense as provided under the Act. So it is an offense against the accounting officer.
That means some form of disciplinary. You are a lawyer, guide us.
Yeah, Chair, the law is very clear. It is cast in stone if you don't submit within the framework, the 7-day period, and you don't account, you're liable. I think the law must take its course as set out, and Governor knows that.
So we have the county attorney here. I think this is where you need to advise the county. So once the two things are done, the interest is charged and administrative action is taken as per that rule. And you communicate to us, Governor, maybe in another 21 days or so.
In 14.
Yeah?
Chair, you know, we are going to be giving our governors a lot of headache.
So what do you want us to do?
If we don't punish,
we have asked.
We
have asked the governor to go and.
No, there is a thought process that you're interfering with. It's a very important one because I was listening to what he was reading. You see, governors cannot have their eyes in every single place. That's why Section 149 talks about accounting officers of every entity. That's why financial press statements are prepared by accounting officers, administrative actions are taken by accounting officers. The burden which, if a staff has not submitted the imprest, the burden immediately shifts to the accounting officer, who is the CEO of the municipality. If I get what that law is in terms of effecting it. So therefore, why didn't the accounting officer take the right administrative actions? That should be the question. Even as you direct the government to go and take action now on this, it just shows that the accounting officers are not doing their job. And the law is very clear on what the action on them looks like. So, Governor, what I will encourage, first of all, go and punish the accounting officer, even as little as those, because otherwise you'll be coming here and the accounting officers are sleeping. That's just my comment, Chair.
She has not spoken so far. Madam, why have you not taken action on this matter?
Thank you, Chair. As you can see in the correspondence attached to the response, we did a number of communications to the Department of Finance to effect the deduction of the money. And we also, as the auditor stated, we had issued a verbal warning to the officer. But as you've guided, we are going to take administrative action.
Yeah, normally you just recover. I think I have suffered before on this, so it's very easy. Just recover the money, then let them follow up later. Just recover.
Yeah, you recover.
You don't wait.
The money was recovered in full.
Plus the interest.
What wasn't recovered was the interest.
Or recover the interest because it's on a salary, so that you know. Yeah, just recover immediately. Where's the guy? Where's the guy? We recover now.
So just recover and write to us that you have recovered. They said we give you 21 days.
Noted, Chair.
Yeah. So, honorable members, 2023 issue marked issues outstanding now is evaluation of property, plant and equipment. We also have trade and other payables, which Senator Miraju had raised, and supported inventories, and irregular expenditure on task force we have covered, lack of an updated asset register and physical verification of assets, proposed construction of a multi-story business complex. This, I think it was covered in the first query we dealt with. And since we will be coming to Trans Nzoia for an inspection tour, we will also be visiting this particular complex to also do a physical verification. Issues of an implemented CIDP, ADP and approved budget project. And then lastly, the issues of control over functions, which basically touches on this other matter that we have already looked at, the issue of autonomy and all that. So I would suggest that we look at two issues before we conclude: trade and other payables, the matter that Senator Miraj had raised, and then we look at the matter of lack of an updated asset register. So, Auditor, please take us through that query. Trade and other payables.
Thank you, Chair. We are now on the 2022-2023 audit report. Item number 6 on trade and other payables. The statement of financial position reflects trade and other payables amount of Kenya shillings 51,185,835 as detailed in Note 15 to the financial statements. Examination of the documents provided for audit review in support of the payables reviewed that payables amounting to Kenya shillings 108 890,000 Kenya shillings were not supported by invoices and financial statements reflects retention balances of Kenya shillings 43,900,000 as at 30th June 2023 was not in 70,410,058. In the circumstances, the validity, accuracy, and completeness 185,835 could not be confirmed. Thank you, Chair.
Governor, your response?
This one is on page 15. The second one is on page 28, and the last one is on page 29. In between, we have annexures. The invoices and procurement document supporting payables of Kenya shillings 27. Part P, the project was co-funded by the Departments of Trade, Commerce and Industry and by Public Service Management through the Kenya Devolution Support Program. The variance on amounts retained and 20 withheld by the municipality. The total figure has been captured in the amended statements of financial year 2022-2023. We have annexed the schedule of payments by respective departments as Annex 6B. Our last response on page 29, the municipality opened retention accounts on 29th March 2024 at Equity Bank, account number 03302852224900, into which available retention funds were transferred to. The schedule of retentions have been availed to the auditors for review, and we have annexed account details and bank certificates, and also schedule of retentions from page 29 up to page 31.
Thank you. Auditor, can I have your comment on this response?
Chair, I said the outstanding item is that there is no register of the deposits. The rest of the other documents have been provided. Thank you, Chair. Chair, I say,
can you just make comments on each and every section of that audit?
Starting with
there are three of them. I want to hear your posture in all of them.
Chair, the first one is on the invoices. Our comment is the invoices were presented for audit and they support the amount.
So you are fine with that?
we are fine with the amount which is supported.
Okay.
Because we were asking for the invoice and it was given to us. The second one is on the variance.
On the retentions. No, the variance, yes.
Yeah, the variance. We are saying they have given they're working on the adjustments, which they gave us amended statements, but we said they cannot amend what has already been audited. So they will be taken into account, and then we take those as workings for the next financial year to be updated as a prior adjustment. Then the other one is on the failure to maintain a deposit or retentions account. Now they have given the account, but not the register. So the register is not maintained. What they have given is a list of the amount which is outstanding, but they are calling it the register. But the register should be giving all the grants from whom the amount has been withheld, and for each particular certificate. But for this one, it's not. It should even give the voucher number, all those details. When was it paid? The details of that register. So whatever they're given, yes, is a list. It gives all what they have, but not in the form of a register as we expected. Thank you, Chair.
On the variance auditor, are you comfortable with the adjustments as explained? I know you are saying that for the purposes of those adjustments, or the trial balance, it should be done as a subsequent financial year. That's fine, it could, but are you comfortable with those adjustments as they are? Are they well explained?
Chair, the amounts in this document are not tied, so with the query, so it needs that reconciliation again.
Yeah, so yeah, there is no reconciliation. That's where I'm going, because basically you are saying you want to excuse that as a previous year's adjustment in the next financial year, but you have to be able to show us
I'm saying this is a listing of the outstanding amounts, not a register. I said it should show the voucher number, the date, the gross amount, and what is it retained. All those details are not in that listing. It's a listing, yes, but not a register in the format it's supposed to be.
Format. In the format.
So you are saying all those details
even establish the balance of your intention at any given time.
So what you are implying is that you have a template.
It's not a template.
Saying is you have a template for a retention register.
There is a standard format. It's just a book. Maybe the accountants can. There's just a standard format. It gives the receipt number, description, then the amount, who is paid, and how much is paid.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So I think.
And Chair, I think because of time, that also affects the issue of variance. Because for you to be able to capture that variance correctly, Governor, you will need to indicate it in the next financial year as a previous year's adjustment. But for you to get to that part of the auditors, the reconciliation must make sense at this point. Not even take it as a trial balance or otherwise just normal adjustment. It has to make sense. So I think that is an issue of accountants who have prepared these responses. I honestly am seeing some validity in terms of just the documentation part, but there's incompleteness in those reconciliations. And I don't know who is the accountant who prepared for you this. Who is the accountant?
It's still Cpic.
I'm not, with the, so you are the accountant?
Yes, sir.
What is your Cpic number?
That one we have already done.
They already done it?
Yes.
She's in good standing? Okay. Is she in good standing? I'm just asking for my own understanding. Because I want to help her, honestly. Like, Governor, this is a very friendly committee. You can learn a lot from it.
No, that one was already explained.
So it was already explained?
Yeah.
What was the explanation? Is she in good standing?
She was not in good standing.
Not in good standing. Go through those courses.
She's registered.
Yeah, go through those courses because some of in bad standing, but don't keep her standing. Just sit. But this is the thing. Go. I recommend. Accounting, the right reconciliations. Yeah. But also Governor, encourage your accountants to go for these trainings that Cpic is offering. They are very important.
Senator already explained the issue of capacity, the numbers. He's been the only one in the department. We should go.
Sure. Yeah. So I think at that point the direction I'm giving is that the accountants, you see the appropriate format for these and then do the appropriate here.